Welcome to the Market Frontlines. I'm Lyndsay Malchuk. Pasinex Resources is operating in a lane most mining companies never even reach. Ultra-high-grade zinc, real production, real infrastructure, real economics. We're talking 30 to 50% zinc, and that is not a story you pitch. It's a business model you build. This is about control, margins, and scale in a metal the world literally runs on. And the strategy behind it is disciplined. It's aggressive and methodical. I'm sitting down with Dr. Larry Seeley, Executive Chairman of Pasinex Resources. Larry, it's so great to have you in studio with us. Thank you so much for joining me.
Well, it's great to be here, Lyndsay, and I really appreciate being able to talk about Pasinex.
Well, I mean, there's a lot going on in the zinc sector, so it's about time that story is being told.
Yes, we've been sort of a hidden gem, and we want to now start telling the story.
Well, then let's actually dive into that. We're going to actually start with the grade because this is an economic engine. We're talking, like I said, 30 to 50% zinc, and that's really not normal in this industry. And it rewrites the cost structure and the profitability. So my question for that really is, what does this level of grade unlock for Pasinex that most zinc companies will never be able to access?
Well, we're very fortunate to have this properties in 30 to 50% zinc. This value is in the range of $1,300 to $1,700 per ton, so a tremendous intrinsic value. With the price increases, it also adds more value to it. And we're just selling some more right now that adds even more value. So we're very fortunate to have this. This is a property that is in Turkey, the two properties that we have. And so with this, we can direct ship the ore. So we're not into high capital and treatment. And in addition to that, we have cash flow and low capital. Mm-hmm. And so the profit margins are in the range of 30 to 50% after tax. So this is a sort of an engine of cash production, which can then be used for exploration. So the present project that we have in Pinargozu is we've been there 10 years with a joint venture partner, and we've just got control of the company at the beginning of this year. So we're now less than a month into full control, and we have a path that we're putting forward to continue to develop this mine that we're in presently.
My goodness. So you did mention a little bit about the silver, but let's push forward with that. Now, this is a secondary that you have on the site, and what are we talking here about silver?
Well, silver is just in the ore.
Okay.
It's a byproduct at this point.
Yeah.
And we have had higher silver in other sales in the past. So with the silver price going up by 4 times,
you're in the right place at the right time.
It adds more value to what we're doing.
Now, if we shift over then to execution, because we all know assets, they don't really scale without people who know how to run it. Pasinex has geologists, engineers, miners, logistics, safety, commercial, legal, all of it, all under one roof. And that's a great one-stop shop right there. What advantage does that give you that the market completely still is consistently underestimating?
Well, I'd just like to say that management is absolutely key to
really
executing the strategy.
Yeah.
There's no way even with high grade, if you don't have management, you can't do it. So just to let you know, about 40% of our stock is held by management and board. So we're all in the game. So when shareholders are coming in, they're coming in as partners to us.
That's a good sign. That's a good sign, Larry.
Yes. And in addition to that, we've done it before. Mm-hmm. So myself, I've been a CEO of a company that for 12 years, we grew from 100 employees to 1,000 employees and basically going with Lakefield Research, going into Chile, Brazil, South Africa, Australia, and we sold that to SGS. So if you heard of SGS, a lot of their services is ones that we developed, and SGS is a very good name now. And in addition to that, I was a CEO of a company called Recapture Metals that we started from scratch in gallium and rhenium. And we had a plant in Utah and one in Germany and a couple in Canada. And we sold that to Neo Materials on the TSX. So there's others that have done the same type of thing. So, yes. And you do this with people. You just don't do it totally by yourself. So that's our some of our history of our management. But as you said, We've been in Turkey for 10 years. We have management in place. We have experience there in mining and exploration. We have tremendous mine manager and mining engineers. We have geologists. For instance, one geologist that we have now is our managing director there, and he's also head of exploration. And he had his own company called Thalex Geological Services, and he had several geologists in that company. And he has got experience not with like Rio Tinto and Teck and so on, but also he has got experience with all the licenses, you might say, in Turkey.
Oh my gosh, that's great.
So we have that. Then we have tremendous legal capability now. We have dentists in Canada,
right?
2 Turkish-Canadian lawyers, partners, and tremendous lawyers in Istanbul. So they've helped us get through this. Very, very effective. And we have good accounting systems in place and accountants and CFOs and so on. And
it really does take a community.
Yes. And so we put international, safety management systems in place. And we have commercial and logistics. So we have all the capability in mining and exploration. And so our approach is a 2-pronged attack here. So we're doing small-scale mining at the present, but we're exploring for the
future.
The future, and for not only producing value and cash in the short term, but also we want to find that big one as well.
Well, we want you to find that big one. Now, if we look ahead to 2026, this is not a development year. This is a development year. This is no longer a holding year.
Yes.
So 2 of your projects, you're really spiraling into those a lot more, and your exploration is really ramping up across both those systems. What structural change does 2026 create for Pasinex as a company?
So what we're doing is in Pinargozu, which is the joint venture, we've identified ore at depth, high-grade ore. So we are going to be continuing to mine veins that we already know in the upper levels to produce cash. But in addition to that, we're going to start the spiral going down to this high-grade ore.
Yeah.
And as we do that, we'll be putting in drilling stations to drill into this ore area. And we hope to reach that by the end of the year. And so, exactly. And so we will be looking at starting to hopefully mine there. And as we go, we're putting the spiral in the marble, which is where the high-grade zinc is. And we expect that we will probably contact high-grade zinc as we go. So, and then in Sarikaya, which is our other project, we're mapping internally in adits and so on. And in addition to that, we will be putting drilling stations in there and drilling into a deposit that we already know about, and to define the size of it. And then we're going to be putting an adit into that from our existing adit to mine that. And so we hope to be mining that in the latter part. So this will be the beginning, and then we expect to expand that. So in Sarikaya, we'll be doing mapping as well, both structurally and geophysics as well as geochemistry. And we have identified high-grade deposits, road crops, you might call it. And we'll be looking at putting in other adits and going in and doing underground mining and exploration drilling. So we think Sarikaya can be a very large deposit, but we have to prove it yet. But all the indications are it's high grade, 30 to 50% zinc. And so we're very, very high expectations here of that.
So I don't know a lot about the mining industry in Turkey, and I would like to know, how is, we'll say, even permitting there? Do you find that it's quite still the process? Do you find that it's easier if you compare it to what you're hearing on the ground in, say, America or, all the other places? How is permitting there?
No, I would say permitting is probably easier. We have no problems with permits. We have permits right through into the 2030s. We don't need to get any permits now. There's still, if we go into a new project, environmental approvals are required. But in Turkey, the ministries are very, really wanting mining.
Great.
Because it adds value to the country. So mining is in all different parts of a country. And so it produces wealth in those local communities by both mining, but also geologists, but also mechanical, electrical, and all the services that come in.
Labor, yeah.
So most of the wealth of mining goes into the local communities. And so that is taking place. In addition to that, in Turkey is different than other countries that families used to own a lot of the licenses. But as they're going on to third generations, the third generation really doesn't want to do mining.
This is low. Yeah, that's what I'm hearing across the board in all countries is the third generation now is like, maybe not.
Yes. So, but by selling the property, they get cash, but also a royalty. And they can produce as much wealth by doing that because when a company like us come in, we start developing that property. We expand it quickly. We bring in advanced mining and geological processes. And employment goes up, and there's more wealth produced, for local communities as well. So it's a win-win for everyone in doing that. And so I think the ministry knows that, and they're very much promoting mining in Turkey.
Oh, that's great.
It's good mining laws, very good people, well-educated, good geologists, good mine engineers. So it's a tremendous place to be. Plus, it's a fantastic.
Well, yeah, I've heard it. It's absolutely gorgeous there, too. Yeah. I have just one more question that I want to wrap up here, and it's actually around Turkey and the jurisdiction. It's more a platform now. And step-by-step development, acquisition, exploration, all of high-grade zinc systems, that's really becoming a strong commodity there. So when you look at Turkey strategically, how big do you think Pasinex can actually build this model?
Well, with these two deposits, we could hit a big one. But we also have almost every week people coming to us with their projects. So in the area of Sarikaya, there's about 30 or 40 existing families sort of run small operations. And so with financing, with cash, and with capability and management and exploration and mining, there's great opportunity to continue step by step, bringing other projects into Pasinex.
Yeah.
So it's a good story. And I think that, we're in a situation too, I think, in zinc, where, we have this cascading effect from silver and gold to copper and zinc. And I think it's going to be quite something here coming forward. I think metals is our hard currency, and people want to get out of the depreciating fiats, you might call it. Inflation is embedded. We have a war in metals. Supply is not secure.
This is true.
Much, and so
this is true.
So
we're in a good market.
We're in a good market, and Turkey's a good place to be. So
I love hearing that, and thank you so much for sitting with us. Definitely come back. We're excited to hear more.
Well, I'm great to be here, and I'm great to tell the story. Yes. Thank you very much.
Again, that was Dr. Larry Seeley, Executive Chairman of Pasinex Resources Limited, and this is not a story stock. This is a real asset builder in zinc, trading on the CSE under the ticker symbol PSE and on the Frankfurt under PNX. And if you're watching zinc, production, or real cash flow miners, Pasinex should be already on your radar. Check them out at pasinex.com. I'm Lyndsay Malchuk with Apatone Media. This is the Market Frontlines. Be sure to subscribe to stay in the know. We'll see you next time.